Welcome back for another video. The game week deadline is around the corner and it's time to lock in our teams. To help you out, I've sifted through 25 YouTube channels and I've logged all 375 of their players picked and got some very interesting data out of it. The most owned players, including by position, the most captain players, most used formation, etc. Watch this one all the way through with important stats coming later in the video, plus the YouTube template team. Shout out to Nathan Bacon for the original idea, which we're using with his blessing. If you want to up your FPL game this season, there's never been a better time to become a Scout member with a 40% discount running. My favourite tools are the data tables, or the ones I use in my videos I've shared in the members area. And then there's the fixture ticker tool, player comparison, award-winning articles, team planner and more. Use the link below to take advantage of their discount. So here's the 25 FPL YouTubers. These guys make excellent content and links to all their channels are in the description, so check them out. We're not going to look at all 25 teams, we've got a deadline to be ready for here. Instead I've cherry picked a few and then we'll look at the template team after. So let's have a look at FPL Harry's team first. Off the back of a great season himself, he's gone with a 3-4-3, it's Henderson in goal, Trent, Munoz and Saliba at the back, Eze and Nkunku, Saka and Jota midfield, Wood, Haaland and Isak up top. So a bench of Bentley, Barco, Robinson and Sangare. So Harry's landed on Haaland, no Salah. This one's been a massive debate throughout pre-season, as Salah saves you 2.5 mil and he's got the best opening fixtures in the league, but we know what Haaland's capable of, obliterating the Golden Boot record a couple of seasons back when he joined City. The approach Harry's taken is he's picked up Jota, so he's still got Liverpool attacker. Jota's a 5 mil saving on Salah, but the trade-off obviously being he's not necessarily nailed, and early subs are almost a certainty every match, with Darwin and Gakpo expected on the bench game week 1. Salah of course on penalties as well. Despite owning 15 mil Haaland, he's captaining Isak in game week 1, which is perfectly fine. Isak is top of the game week 1 goal scorer odds, given a 47% chance of bagging a goal. The odds here always assume the player starts, so I've faded a few names that aren't likely, like Wilson. He's got double Palace defence, which is a bit aggressive, however Munoz is my favourite of the 5 mil defenders. He got 4 assists at the tail end of last season. Nice team Harry, well done. Let's move on to the next one. An underrated newer channel next, FPL Tom. He's been making content for a year or two. He's gone with a 3-5-2 instead, and some really interesting differences here. He's got Henderson in goal still. He's got Saliba, Vardy on Pedro Porres back 3. In midfield it's Salah, Gordon, Saka and Nkunku, Son. And up front he's got Muniz and Isak. So Tom is Team Salah, and this does go to show how well the money spreads around if you don't go Haaland. It's essentially a 3-man team. He's got Salah, Saka and Son as his big hitters. Spoiled for choice with captaincy here as well. He's got Salah and Isak as options game week 1. He's gone Salah. You can go Salah game week 2, Saka game week 3, Salah game week 4, Son game week 5. He's gone big at the back with 3 premium defenders as well, with Dunk on his bench as insurance. I really rate the Dunk pick. He's going under the radar, and I'm expecting Brighton to look a lot better defensively this season under new manager Herzler. He can swap Dunk in for Porro game week 4 and in for Vardy or game week 5. Nkunku, Isak, Saka, Henderson and Saliba being the consistencies here with Harry's team. It's honestly a brilliant Salah team, and there's every chance the players he spread the money around to can cover whatever Haaland does. On to Late Riser from the brilliant FPL Wire podcast. A really maverick manager at times with some of his picks and captaincies, and he loves swimming against the current, so to speak. He's finished top 100 in the world twice and top 200 once, number 1 in India twice. So how's this final team shaping up? He's gone with Henderson in goal again. He's got Trent, Munoz and Barco back 3, Gordon, Saka and Nkunku, Josh in midfield, Solanke, Haaland and Isak up top. And on his bench he's got Bentley, Winks, Robinson and Johnson. So it's quite a comparable team to Harry's with a few differences. He's gone for Gordon instead of Eze, and he's gone for Barker instead of Saliba, which allows for Solanke up top. He shared a few quotes from Postecoglou on Solanke yesterday, and everything's pointed towards a start against newly promoted Leicester game week 1, who haven't had a great pre-season either. He's targeting those promoted teams here blatantly. He's gone double Liverpool with Trent and Jota against Ipswich. He's gone double Newcastle with Gordon and Isak against Southampton, plus Solanke against Leicester. It's a smart approach. All 3 are favourites to go back down. In fact, let us know in the comments who's winning the league this season and who's getting relegated. Barco looks safe for the opening game week 1 fixture. However, the news from yesterday is that Stupinjan's been back on the training pitch, seemingly ahead of schedule. He's competition for that left wing back spot, plus the potential rival of Kadioglu who plays there among other positions. He's got Robinson on his bench though, so if he does stick with this Barco pick, then he's fine for the 3 game weeks that follow, and then he can make a transfer later if Barco loses his spot and he needs a defender to play in game week 5, ideally avoiding Robinson against Newcastle. Lovely team from Pranil. Let's do Fantasy Football Scout Joe next, a veteran player with 8 top 10k finishes. In fact, he's finished outside the top 100k in the world just once in 16 seasons, and that was a rank of 100,923. He's on a 3-4-3 lineup, and it's Henderson, Gabriel Quansah and Pedro Porro, Jota, Gordon, Saka and Minte, Solanke, Haaland and Isak. Joe coined a term in FPL which I love, swords and shields. Shields are the high-owned players with less upside, the likes of Saka, Haaland and Isak, protecting you from possible rank drops, and then the swords are the low-owned picks he sprinkles into his team that have massive upside if they deliver. Jota's 7.5 mil and he's 14% owned. Minte's 5.5 mil and he's 1.5% owned. He's got 3 goals, 2 assists in pre-season as well. It's worth mentioning Joe's a Brighton fan as well, so even more incentive for him to go Minte. I do rate the pick though. Gabriel, another shield pick. Arsenal defence has got high ownership, so he's picked him with that in mind, no doubt. And they were the best team for expected goals conceded last season with 28.4 XGC. Man City was second with 35.8 XGC. If this has been helpful so far, hit subscribe. I'll be posting content like this every game week all season long. And on top of that, I'll be getting the Focal logo tattooed at 200,000 subscribers, so hit that button. Let's move on and look at the most owned players and then the YouTube template team. So here's the sheet I made of all 25 teams logged, including their captains and formations. So let's break it down nice and simple. Starting with the goalkeepers. There's a clear favourite here, you probably guessed it, Henderson. In case you missed it, Johnson's asked to leave Palace's transfer window, so it's clear that Henderson's Palace's #1 keeper now. And after Glasner came in last season, they were 4th best for expected goals conceded, so he's great value on paper for 4.5 mil. Fabianski and Bentley are the 4 mil backups they've picked, neither of them are going to be starters. 16% have gone for Ryan, who is the cheapest route into the Arsenal defence. That said, I'm expecting Zinchenko to start game week 1 for 5 mil, but just be aware he's not nailed and could lose his spot fast. 12% have actually picked Matthews. If Johnson does leave and they don't sign a replacement, then he is the 4 mil backup to Henderson. Though it is a Palace slot taken up, so if you've got Eze or Munoz for example, then you triple up on Palace, and you can't expand your Palace picks further. Let's have a look at the defenders, and it is Barco top, sitting in 84% of teams. After the news of Estupiñán returning to training, I do wonder if there's a couple of last minute transfers getting rid of him. Though as we said earlier, you can still plan for it with the right picks on your bench. Some Brighton fans see him as the undisputed first choice and left wing back for the time being, and if he can hold down that spot, he'll make a mockery of the 4 mil price tag. Trent's in 72% of teams despite being the most expensive defender in the game. His underlying numbers resemble a midfielder, so he's like a midfielder that gets you clean sheet points. He's an absolute lock in my team. Massive upside with the Trent pick. If you've not seen my Game Week 1 team yet, I'll put that video on the screen at the end. Porro is in 48% of teams and Vardy are 40%. And their favourite budget defenders Robinson, then Quansah and then Hall. Johnson and Howard-Bellis are the other 4 mil defenders to consider, appearing in lots of YouTube teams here. Onto the midfielders, and Saka's the most owned player in 76% of their teams, followed closely by Eze and Jota, both in 64%. Don't be put off by Nkunku's Game Week 1 fixture. We might see City with a bunch of first team players missing still, the likes of Rodri, Walker and Stones possibly. On top of that, Nkunku's looked Chelsea's best player in pre-season, and beyond Game Week 1 they've got better fixtures. After the unfortunate Bob injury, Rodgers is the clear favourite 5 mil midfielder in 32% of teams. I prefer him to Ahmad and Carvalho. Son's in a crazy low 16% of teams, 213 points last season, and only in 10% of overall teams as well. Massive differential for Game Week 1 and even a captaincy contender. Salah sits in just 28% of their teams. Onto the forwards then, and then we'll look at the template team. So Isak was the only player that every single YouTuber could agree on, 100% owned, which suggests he's the only player that FPL got the pricing slightly wrong on. Haaland in a whopping 88% of teams as well. There were only 9 forwards selected in total. Solanke was the 3rd most popular forward, and then budget forwards João Pedro, Muniz and Wood. One manager, FPL Jean Bartra, picked Havertz. Let's have a look at the final YouTuber template team then, using the most owned players across all their teams within budget. It's a 3-4-3 formation. It's Henderson in goal, Trent, Quansah and Barco in defence, and Nkunku, Saka, Eze, Jota complete the midfield, and up top Solanke, Haaland and Isak. So it's a bench of Fabianski, Smith Rowe, Robinson and Johnson. Unsurprisingly, it's an amazing team. Smith Rowe provides excellent depth, though realistically, when would you actually sub him on here? Likewise, Robinson and Johnson provide rotation for Barco, though I wouldn't aim to ever start a formal defender besides Barco Game Week 1, and Game Week 4 and 5 if he's still a starter. Some further stats for you. 21 YouTubers have lined up with 3-4-3 formation, 3 have gone 3-5-2, and Mark Summers was the only one with a back 4 in a 4-4-2 lineup. In terms of captaincy, 18 are captaining Isak, 3 captaining Salah, and 1's captaining Haaland. Not a single team had both Haaland and Salah, which isn't massively surprising. It's a massive portion of your budget, and you really have to nail all the budget picks for it to work. I'm going to be live for the deadline at 4 PM later, so make sure you're there, it's going to be a good one. Subscribe if this was helpful, and good luck this season. See you soon for the next one.